I want to see Rebel Wilson.
How are you ugly telling ugly people to stay in the house?
Well, hold on, nigga. I'm not ugly. You better relax. I'm just fat. I'm not ugly. There's a difference.
Somebody feel good.
There's a difference, Pete. I'm not ugly. No. My mom gave birth to no ugly children. I'm just fat. But there's a difference. Fine, I can get the mic back. There's a difference. Rebel Wilson, if she showed up in that, everybody was like, oh, that's gross. Like,
because she's fat. You're fat
oh,
shaming.
so you're agreeing with me.
You are literally fat shaming.
I'm not saying you're fat shaming.
Okay, first off,
that's why you're getting sweaty and petty right now.
No, because it's hot in here from all. It's hot in here from all.
Yeah, shut your ass up.
There's a lot of hot air coming from the two of you.
You just
y'all are hypocrites.
Petty right now.
Y'all are hypocrites. You just said you don't like ugly people.
I'm a hypocrite.
You
said Rebel Wilson because she's fat. You're saying that's what.
All right, man, we're way over time. So
okay,
can
some
we
people
wrap it
say
up?
fat can't be beautiful. I say fat can be beautiful, but I'm not gonna walk in here wearing a fucking medium short either. Medium
but
shirt.
Everybody else can.
It don't fit me. Yeah, you wear what fits you, but like having your ass out at a game with children and twerking is bummy.
How many people do that? That's why I'm trying to say.
Cardi B, bummy. Meg Thee Stallion.
No, she's not. She got Pepsi money. You cannot say she's bummy.
Yeah, you're really walking around that Meg Thee Stallion is bummy up.
First off, I respect the boat. I respect the driver of the boat.
Exactly.
But, and also,
really pussy in there around it.
Rihanna and Beyonce ain't out there doing that at games. I'm just saying that wasn't a really classy move. She moved on some real thirsty clout shit. And on top of that, it's a lot of people who just don't want to see that. That's their right. If you don't like something, you can say you don't like it. You can't hate me for not liking something. I don't hate you for liking Domino's.
I guess, but you're comparing a person and how they're expressing themselves to pizza.
Do I really?
I think it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah, you're done.
No.
Okay. All right, man. So I really don't have much else to say about that.
Hypocrites.
I really don't have much else to say about that.
He ain't never dated a fat chick. What do you want to talk about me?
Don't.
See how you got quiet?
Is this your time or my time?
I'm just saying.
Is this your time or my time?
Okay, we don't lie and act like we thought that Lizzie shit was cute. That Lizzo shit was cute.
But yeah, on that same note, I did want to talk about music. And we started the show with music and how powerful music is and musicians are to, generations of people. And it's just crazy, like, looking back at this last decade of, like, music, and the streaming era just took the piracy era to a whole nother level, like, just in terms of access to music. And the access point for musicians became a lot lower, and being able to put your stuff out there became a lot lower, and it's part of why this podcast exists. But the point is, like, when you just really think about the breadth of music that we got over this decade, and really, like, I've just really been studying and reading all these different lists from different magazines, everyone from Vice to Rolling Stone to Billboard to, like, I've just been reading them because I'm just curious. Like, I love music. I like discovering new music. So I've just been downloading a bunch of different stuff. And it's like, you couldn't have done that before. And even in the pirate era, you would have had to have enough bandwidth, in your DSL to do it. And so now the streaming era is just totally different. It's like, which brings it all back full circle to what we started on, Juice WRLD, and really carrying on the legacy of musicians and the way that, artists are being packaged now and marketed in the streaming world. It's like, it's even different because it's more so about quantity than quality. You just want to get those streaming numbers. You want to give their fans a reason to listen, more so than actually putting out quality. Okay, this is the art that they wanted. This is the project they wanted. This is the project they wanted to finish. This was their dream. This was their vision. It's more of like, how can we get their fans to stream their music again? So it's really just an interesting time that we went through overall. Just looking at this past decade, there was a lot of wins. There was a lot of losses, hella losses, like bad losses. And it's just kind of like a weird time of like uncertainty, but also like good times. So it's kind of like, what do you really take away from it other than we just really survived and moved from point to point? And when you think of it that way, it's like, damn, is that what life is? I don't know, but that's pretty much just what I've been thinking about this past week, looking back at all the different music stuff that's going on and just really ultimately reflecting on the decade. I think it'd be cool if we did something around the decade on the show, you know, players of the decade you might have forgot about, or players of the decade that, you know, shouldn't have played football or something, the biggest bust of the decade, awards, stuff like that. Because I really just like to look back at an entire era and say, you know, what does this mean? Like, what did the 2010s mean? Like, how are you going to describe that to somebody? Because it's like, you talk to people and it's like, what were the 90s like in the 20s when you were 20? You know, I was just talking to someone at a function, not a function, a mixer, a professional mixer, a holiday dinner. I was talking to a reporter and we were just talking about the 90s and being a reporter in LA and all the stories that broke. And it's just like, you know, when someone asks you what being 20 is like in 2010, like, how are you going to remember it? Like, just crazy chaos, like exponential growth and also a hell of bad losses. Like, it's crazy. Anyways, I'm rambling. So on that note, it's Touchdowns and Tangents, your weekly spot for NFL takes, topical tangents, and context for the culture. I'm PD Camarillo.
I'm Kenneth Berry.
And it's Serve.
And we are Touchdowns and Tangents, TDs_tangents on Twitter, Instagram. You can find us here on the Good News app every single week, 8:30-ish. Sorry we're late.
And don't worry, we'll never talk about Lizzo again.
Clearly, it's a controversial.
I don't ever want to hear about this again. Shout out to Drake.
We have to talk about it.
Shout out to Drake being a weirdo wearing Sierra Canyon gear.
We have to talk about it over a cup of lukewarm Sprite.
Dirty Sprite? Listening to the new Future album.
Really?
Yes! Yes! Certain guy shooting about to walk out. Yeah, I'm going to just walk home. Forget this.
I'm going to head out. But yeah, you can catch us here on the Good News. You can catch us on all our affiliates, Ash Squad's affiliates, FPC Radio, your favorite podcast app, touchdownsandtangents.com. Follow us on social media. We got a lot of shit dropping coming up. And
we have 2 more shows left in the year, man. The 19th next week and the 26th.
And y'all just some haters.
But yeah, so have a good week. Stay safe. Listen to some tunes. Reflect.
Always drink Sprite with ice.
And enjoy football.